going to a bike ride stuck in traffic, pedaling the prairie. Last time I did this ride, it was not good weather. Super cold, stormy, rainy, barely anybody showed up. There was a few psychos, I was one of them. I always heard about how beautiful this ride is. I think today I'll finally get to experience it because my goodness gracious, take a look out here, guys. You can't tell me that ain't pretty. So I'm looking forward to a pretty ride today here in Texas country. I'm saying hill country, but the prairie view, let's go, baby. All right, everybody, how you doing today? Bison on the Bayou, back, and I am fresh off of a 70-mile bike ride. Not fresh off of, it was about 2 days ago. I participated in Pedaling the Prairie, and it's a beautiful ride. I've done it once before, except the first time I did it, it was an absolute disaster because of weather conditions, nothing to do with the ride itself.
Okay, good morning, riders. In case you don't know, this is really Pedaling the Prairie, and it's not raining. That's how it's very shocking to be here. And it's not cold, so.
Let's get into it. And before I could even talk about Pedaling the Prairie, I need to know what the heck a prairie is. You don't need to front. I know you don't know what a prairie is either, you uncultured swine. I gotta look this up and educate myself in front of y'all, so this way y'all know what's up when somebody says a little house on the prairie or a prairie home companion. You know what's up, so let's learn together. Define prairie. Okay, so a prairie, a large open area of grassland, especially in the Mississippi River Valley. Maureen, you think this will make me famous one day?
Absolutely. Wait, you mean?
Totally.
You're not already?
Yeah, right? These large open areas of grassland are absolutely stunning. Pedaling the Prairie was a stark contrast to the first time I did Pedaling the Prairie. It was 2022, I believe, and the weather turned on me, and I was looking forward to that ride for so long, except it was frigid cold and pouring rain in the morning, and I should have known, just stay home, homie. All right, you're in a bad spot. Your car, it ain't got no AC. You are completely underprepared for this. But I'm like, you know what? I'm a gangsta. I'm gonna try it anyway. So I headed out there, and it was pouring, but by the time I showed up, the rain died down a little bit, right? And it was just cold. A frigid cold, but cold. And I was dressed warm, right? But what I did not account for was the constant light rains that were before me. As I was riding, I think I planned on doing the 54-mile route, if that's even a route. Let's check it out. And let's take a look-see here. Yeah, there's a 54-mile route. I think that's the one I was aiming for, maybe even the 68, but I think I ended up only doing the 44-mile route, which is absolutely insane for that day. Reason being, again, it was just ice cold and wet. And you could typically deal with that kind of thing, but the wind's up against you versus the wet rain, you need to have something for your feet. And there were moments when I thought I might have trench foot. I thought I might have frostbite. Yes, dramatic, I know, but it was so uncomfortable. And the thing is, at the end of that ride, the prairie, they were cool, man. They had these jets, right, that was blowing hot air. All right, and it was like piping hot air, and everyone's just kind of huddled around them, and you didn't want to get too close because you might burn yourself. Whatever, that didn't matter. I went and grabbed a free shirt through that. That was the only dry thing I had on me. I got in my car, which at the time had no AC. It needed work, and I ended up like just using whatever air came through the max AC vents. I was using that to defrost the vehicle, and so I just drove shaking until I came up to a Buc-ee's, and then at Buc-ee's, while walking around all shaky and stuff like that, I was able to find a pair of socks, and it said something to the effect of "it's wine time," or I don't know, I'll have to pull up a picture of it, but yeah, I had to get me a pair of socks for an old lady. That's the only thing that they had at Buc-ee's, is some old lady socks that were celebrating its wine o'clock or something like that. Rest stop 1 for fresh hors d'oeuvres on Pedaling the Prairie. And that was my first Pedaling the Prairie experience. A stark contrast was this year. It was absolutely spectacular. No complaints at all. I did the 68 mile, and this was actually my first training, my real big training ride for the year. I actually posted a video a few weeks ago of my first training ride with the Pride bike ride, and that was a fun one. We did the White Oak Bayou Greenway Trail. This time, Pedaling the Prairie. What does that cover? Let's learn about it. We're looking at a map right here on the Waller County Fairgrounds. That's where you meet. And this ride, according to the website, this ride is a non-competitive race that goes through the rice fields and prairie between Belleville and Katy, Texas, which is quite a stretch of land. The ride begins at the Waller County Fairgrounds. There are several well-planned routes ranging from a 24-mile beginner course to the 68-mile endurance ride. And let me tell you something, endurance ride is a fair description, especially for what I endured. I was actually, I believe, one of the last people to finish, but I really did take my time. I stopped, following my own advice, stopped at every single one of the stops, refueled, hydrated, did what I had to do. I was really looking forward to one of those free beers at the end. And when I got back to the finish line, and when I got back to the fairgrounds, I was a little disappointed to see that everyone had already dispersed. But that's my own doing. Just really taking my time and kind of Cadillac cruising the entire ride. All right. Between the first and second rest stop, been enduring a really good pace line. Then I hit one of these hills and I lost them. So now I'm just kind of cruising, recuperating, hydrating. You know how we do here on the prairie. Boom, boom, boom. It's a beautiful ride today. I couldn't have asked for better conditions. Excuse my boogers. I think the adjustments I made to my seat yesterday were a bit of a mistake. A lot of numbness everywhere, not just the feet this time. So, further adjustments to be made on the gravel bike. I think my average came out to some 13 miles an hour. Actually, let's take a look at that. I'm gonna take a look at Strava here, pausing. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, young man. Thank you. Better yet, actually, rather than looking at the Strava report and all that and trying to get into the weeds, I was actually checking in with my wife because I'm a good little husband. At every single break point, because she loves me and she cares about me, and I was letting her know how far along I was, and I was also kind of letting her know when I'd be home. I thought I'd be home at least a couple hours earlier, but again, I stopped at all the break points. So every break point I sent her a screen cap of my distance. So here was the first one. I was running an average of 15.6 miles an hour from the jump, which isn't really all that fast, but it's cool because I was actually catching the tailwind of a lot of folks. And that's kind of my strategy when I go on these, longer endurance rides, work smart, not hard. I would say I've heard from other riders that are more well-trained, they do take time to actually pull, what do you call it? A pace line. Thank you. All right, whatever Peloton you're running with. It's good to get in the front every now and again. I'm guilty. I don't do that all that much. I do it sometimes, especially if I see my friends are doing all the work and they're starting to, really huff and puff. I'm like, all right, I've been selfish for long enough. Let me take over as long as I can. But in this case, I actually went to the Prairie ride this year on a whim. The previous day, I was thinking, I'm thinking about doing this Prairie thing. I didn't register. I might crash it, whatever. My wife, she encouraged me. She was like, yeah, you got to get your miles in. I'm like, you know what? Thank you for supporting me. The following morning, I just packed up. I made a little list of the things that I needed the previous night. Got those in order. Still forgot a few things, which I talk about in the video. But overall, I was pretty well prepared. I took my heavy bicycle, the Jameis Renegade X-Pot. That thing out the gates weighs some 25 pounds. I recently replaced the rear wheel with a steel wheel, so it's a bit heavier in the back there. And I also have I don't even know what you call that pouch, except it affixes to the side of my front wheel. And I put all my gear in there rather than carrying a bag on my body. Loaded that up with all my extra little things that I really didn't need. It added a bunch of weight. So I think think by the time I was rolling out, the entire operation I was pulling was probably between some 35 and 40 pounds. And I think that did affect my performance overall. Normally when I ride with my aluminum bike, my Giant, I put in much better numbers. My reasoning is this: if I ride with a heavy bike and I train with a heavy bike, I will be more than prepared for my MS150. I had a nice heavy bike with a big fat wheel so I could be nice and comfortable. And I set out to just take in the sights and enjoy myself. And my average was doing pretty damn well. But then, you know, get to that next brake stop, 10 miles more, my average dropped to 14.4. All right. And the further you go, the less people are in the actual ride. You become more spread out. It becomes more difficult to catch somebody else's tailwind. So then you really just got to do your own work.
All right, Angel. Check out these horses and moo cows. That one's Daisy. Yeah, like Daisy Mouse. And that one, that's Jim, like the earthworm. Here at the Springs event venue. Ooh, they have events there. Who's behind us? Morning.
Whatever it is.
Hey. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
You know, the further in I go, my average is dropping 13.4 miles an hour. Oh, holy mackerel. All right, and then break point number 4. At 34 miles, I'm thinking to myself, hey, you're halfway there, buddy, right? And I'm thinking all I have to do is turn back around to go back. And I'm thinking, man, that was a cakewalk. I could do this. No. I'm at this little break point right here, and I say, hey, just to confirm, am I just turning back? Lady said, no, you gotta turn this way. And I'm like, interesting, because I didn't know that there was an alternative route to get back, even though you could easily see that if you were to read the map, you dummy. But yeah, she said, you're gonna turn this way, and you're gonna hit you some hills. And hit me some hills, I did. That is when the average starts really dropping.
So these hills are kicking the piss out of me. Feel slightly bamboozled. Oh, look. It's Eleanor, Paisley, Steph, and Aunt Ruby. Yeah, I feel bamboozled because I was at this break point and the miles said 34 miles, which is half a 70. And I'm thinking, okay, I just turn around. They say, no, if you want to do it right, you got to turn this way for the full 71. And to a stranger's credit, she did mention, sir, it is all hills. And hill training is what I need. But by God, she was not joking. In any case, it's probably the prettiest part of the whole experience, so I'm not complaining. Look at this son of a bitch here. Hi, caramba. But I think I see a break point coming up. Or it's a mirage. All right, let's ride it.
Those hills were coming at me, but I'm glad that I did them. When I finally got through, I was absolutely beat. I rubbed Bengay all over my legs. I, loaded up whatever fuel I can. But then it was kind of smooth sailing after that. Let's see, in the end, I was able to speed up on the way back. Just basically me pulling myself the last, say, 20 miles. And I'm proud of that. It is what it is, guys. Hey, I'm not Speedy Gonzalez. I'm tipping the scales at 250 pounds, MRFers. Me getting my heart rate pumping. I'm about to turn 39 years old. Like, it's a workout is what I need. Just having some kind of activity in my life. The fact that I'm even able to do this, I'm very proud of that. I know a lot of y'all scoff at this because, I'm among a bunch of athletes, but I'll tell you, this is good stuff. I think the hallmark of success for me is going to be, getting my blood pressure lower. Hypertension, high blood pressure runs in the family, and I'm trying to keep that in check. But of course, that's going to come with some diet, and that actually I think has been the biggest challenge this year is getting the food discipline back in order. I've been struggling with that a lot this year, y'all, if I'm being straight up and honest. But it is what it is, and I know what I got to do. I just got to do it. So let's learn a little more about Pedaling the Prairie, what it's all about. So join the fun with the annual Pedaling the Prairie ride benefiting the Eagle Initiative. What in Sam Houston's penny farthing is the Eagle Initiative? It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the health and well-being of children ages pre-K to 18 years in Katy and West Houston. So this actually explains some of the encounters that I had throughout the ride. They had a bunch of kids cheering us on throughout the ride itself. You go to a break point, and there's some bunch of juvenile delinquents and some sweet young kids as well, and they're cheering us on. But there was this one group of boys, man, they were hilarious. I think it was at like break stop 2 or 3, and they reminded me so much of when I was a young punk, because they were kind of trolling us, but I got a kick out of it, and so did everybody else. Like, as I pull up, this kid screaming, "Whoa, keep going, man, keep going." And I thought that was hilarious. And so yeah, man, to the Eagle Initiative, you're doing a great thing by hosting this. Y'all deserve it, man. And it's a beautiful ride for a beautiful cause. Let's see what else this is about. Let's check out the Eagle Initiative. Let's learn about that. All right. The Eagle Initiative is a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the quality of life for children in Katy and West Houston. By developing partnerships with communities, businesses, and organizations, we focus on building mind, body, and spirit through education initiatives. The Eagle Initiative funds a variety of education initiatives through its partnership with Faith West Academy. The Eagle Initiative provides funding to teachers for innovative programming. Health and fitness events. Eagle Initiative dedicated to the health and well-being of the mind and body. We sponsor a number of events throughout the year aimed at teaching the importance of physical fitness and nutrition. And I presume Pedaling the Prairie, yep, bang, right there. Community service programs through partnerships with Children's Protective Services, Friends of Sundown, and Neighborhood Kids Club. Eagle Initiative funds a variety of outreach programs for needy children. CPS adoption event. Wow. All right. So these guys are doing some good work. Let's see. I'm actually interested in some of the education initiatives. Eagle Initiative funds a variety of education initiatives through its partnership and Faith West Academy. The Eagle Initiative provides funding to teachers for innovative programming. Students in English and language arts classes combine technology and art to complete hands-on projects, from original films and book trailers to 3D models on classic novels. That's nice. I'd like to see some of that. More than 20 international students are immersed in an exchange program at Eagle Initiative partner Faith West Academy, where students live and study. That's pretty cool. From where, pray tell? Eagle Initiative partner Faith West is building a partnership with Sister School in China for a comprehensive English-based curriculum. Careful, y'all. We might have a little espionage going on through the Eagle Initiative. And just joking around, y'all. And yeah, they partner with some of the people that we love at MS150, and that's exactly what I'm training for. So, Eagle Initiative, I tip my hat to you, and I'm happy to support you by supporting Pedaling the Prairie. It's a beautiful, awesome, fun ride. During my ride, did bump into some friends. Again, I went on a whim. It was really cool to bump into my peoples over there at the East End Cycling Club, Dan Phelps, Maureen. Y'all are so awesome. Thanks for saying hi. I know I'm a flat leaver, an abandoner, and a low down dirty shame to y'all because I moved out about 5 minutes further away, and I no longer wake up on time to do your awesome bike rides. I don't want to say damn bike rides, they're awesome bike rides. You guys should definitely check out Energy Corridor Cycling Club, run by Dan Phelps. The guy is a living, breathing roadmap of Houston. He knows all the best paths. It's a really awesome ride. Definitely check it out. He knows where and when and how to do these things. What else? I bumped into some of Lupita's friends, and they said, "Hey, I know you're that dude who does those MS150 videos," and I had my ego stroked in that moment. It was pretty awesome to bump into some people that actually get down on some bison on the Bayou, or at least stumble upon it. So thank you guys for reaching out and saying, hey, it means a lot. It does encourage me to do some more of these. And I hope these are helpful to somebody. I hope you all enjoy them. And I think that's about it, guys. I do want to give a big thank you to everyone who has supported me so far. John, you do this every year, man. You're stunting on people with those generous donations of yours, man. Thank you so much, dude. I love you, man. Denise, second up, once again. My best friends are the ones showing up, guys, and actually throwing money at the thing. I'm just posting to Facebook and just talking about, what a great cause MS150 is. Fundraising, it does take considerable effort for some reason this year. I think everyone is just kind of strapped for cash. But my best friends are showing up, whether it's $10 or $100. Like, these are the consistent down by law homies. Crazy David Echeverry, my mans from back in high school. Denise Disney, colleague. I don't like calling you a colleague because you were, a best friend before we even started working together. Girlfriend, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being supportive and encouraging me to, keep this up, just work on my hobby, work on myself, and supporting your great cause. That's the MS-150, guys. It's for multiple sclerosis. I've known people in the past with MS. I know people presently, dealing with MS. Thank goodness these are strong people. But, I've also known people in the past that have succumbed to MS. And granted, some of those situations, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it was unfortunate, obviously. But it's a very real disease, guys. And, the MS Society, they're the ones doing the research, trying to find a cure. And it's a cause worthy of your support. You might not care about MS-150. I do it, honestly, for selfish reasons. I just love riding my bike. But the more I participate in this, the more I am immersed in the cause itself, the more I see, the people affected by this thing. And the more I reflect on, wow, this has always been here in my periphery, and I haven't given it the attention that it deserves. And MS is a serious deal, and it's not a pleasant condition. Don't mean to chuckle at that. I just have a hard time putting it into words. Show up, y'all. If not me, somebody else. We have the whole Pride bike ride team. There's tons of other people trying to raise money for this. You throw some money at it, even if it's just $5. And if you want to support your boy, throw it into my fundraiser right there. It's the event that I go there for selfishly, but really when I am having a hard time, struggling in my training, and I'm, on the road and I'm ready to just, throw in the towel and hit the sag wagon. I'm like, you know what? Nah, do this for the people that you've worked with. Do this for the people that you've seen succumb. I don't like name dropping because that's their personal business, but you know who you are. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I tend to ramble. I like rambling. I like the sound of my own voice. Egomaniac. That's what you're dealing with here. Hope to see you on the road and have a great one. Peace out.
So I think we're coming up on the final break point. Pedaling the Prairie is absolutely beautiful, but don't let it fool you. They'll throw some hills at you.
Exactly. Bison.
Bison. Bison.
Bison.
Hey, horsies. Todd, Jerry, Chris, Lou.
Good morning, and welcome to the coffee bar. We're making coffee. And I'm wondering where it all went wrong. When did I become the dude that films himself by himself, talking to himself? I mean, I've always known that I love the sound of my own voice, but how bad has the narcissism become? I'm just here asking you to help a brother out, all right? We're doing this MS-150 thing. It's 5 a.m, and I'm pedaling the prairie today. I'm excited about it. I'm not sure where the line blurs between a discipline, a hobby. I don't know what this is all about, honestly. I just do it. I think I like it. I like it. We'll see if I like it today. Last time I did Pedaling the Prairie, it was a disaster. That was in 2022, and I'll tell you all about that in a second. But before I do, donate to my MS-150 fundraiser. Okay, I'm putting forth the effort. I'm making the little videos. I'm posting the links. I'm doing the jersey and all that good stuff. Where's the donations? Donations. Bring on the donations. Bring on the reparations. Whatever. But just click the link. Put $5 in there. All right, you love me? Do that shit. All right, I'll see you on the road.